Most people think a successful Amazon wholesale business means constantly chasing new products, research every single hour of the day, but that's just not true. I order over $100,000 a year from just 3 main suppliers on the same product over and over again. Consistency isn't just about luck, it's about building something that is stable, predictable, and repeatable. So in this video, you will learn how to build a consistent Amazon wholesale business using the 3 P's that I had come up with. So we're talking about products, partnerships, and process. And these 3 P's right here changed everything because it had helped me quit my 9-to-5 job. And if you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. My name is Lester and I've been selling Amazon FBA since 2021 as a side hustle. And fast forward now, I get to work anywhere, travel the world, built a full team, and so far I've done over $2 million in total sales. So once you understand how to use the 3 P's, your Amazon business is going to stop feel like chaos. It's gonna start to finally feel like a real profitable business. So let's get into it. So the real secret here is replenishable products. And why is that? Because replens is something that you can buy and sell a product over and over again. It does makes your life and business a lot easier and more profitable. And this is a huge part of how I was able to sell over $2 million in total sales. Think of replenishable as like your favorite restaurant, right? You go there over and over again because it's been proven that it has consistent, service, really delicious food, and overall you just love it. And once you find something that checks all those boxes, you don't go gamble and go to a random restaurant when you're looking to find something that is good to eat. You go to your favorite restaurants. And that's what these products are going to be for your Amazon FBA business. They're going to be steady, predictable, and going to make you money over and over again. And what we're trying to avoid is to find the next, maybe product that you don't know if it's going to be a hit or not. So what makes a product replenishable? All right, so let's go over it here. As you can see, I pulled up this product called doTERRA Deep Blue Rub, okay? Because this is a great example of, I'm gonna answer this question of what makes it replenishable. So we're gonna scroll down here. This is Keepa if you're new. This is the software that pretty much you need as an Amazon seller. And one thing we're gonna look for is proven historical demand, all right? In the 12 months right here, I'm looking through a year, so you can see how stable is the pricing, right? That is one question that you want to ask yourself. Stability is one thing we are looking for because that is going to lead us to being predictable if we are going to purchase the product right now and we send it to Amazon. How confident are we? How sure are we that it's going to be the same pricing, right? It's not like random. So this is a great example right here. So I'm looking at the buy box, which is this pink color on the top. So you can see it's pretty stable throughout the past year. It actually had went up in pricing, which is always a good thing. Another thing you want to ask for is how many times does it sell per month, right? So the monthly sold right here will exactly tell me how many. So it sells tons, 2,000, 3,000, it's a fast seller. And lastly, how many people are we competing with, right? In terms of sellers, new offer sellers right here. So you can see it stays pretty stable, it doesn't get too crowded where there's tons of competition, because tons of competition will result in a lower price. Another thing you want to ask for as well is the buy box, right? The buy box is the price that the customer sees when they're shopping on Amazon, which is right here. Is the buy box getting shared? That's a really important question. And in order to check that, you're going to want to go to data, okay? And you go to data under buy box statistics, and you can see right here, it is being rotated by a couple sellers. There's 2 dominant ones, but aside from that, you can see that you can get buy box shares, not just being, hogged by one seller. Another thing you want to look for is profitable ROI, after the fees, because with Amazon, there's fees, so you want to make sure you're profitable. And those are the main components that what makes a product, replenishable. And now I want to give you the replen flow, basically how to think about it in order to kind of have a winner that you can add to your catalog, right? So first thing first is you're gonna want to do a test buy. And why is a test buy important? A test buy is important because it will let you know with a small risk to see if it's a winner or a really profitable product. So instead of buying, like 1,000 quantity, you might do something small, right? Whatever the MOQ or minimum order quantity of the certain supplier or distributor you work with, let's just say it's like 20 or 50, right? Order that, because that will tell you the exact confirmation that, how fast it will sell. Is there a certain demand? Because we can only look at certain data on the computer, but with your actual, sales experience from your own account, that's the best way to do it, right? Data can only get you so far versus actual results. So that will lead you to step 2, which is proven product phase, because it's gonna tell you again how fast it sells. Is it consistent, or are you getting like random sales here and there, right? So, and the last part of the flow is once you determine the test buy, the demand, then you can add it to your catalog if it is a winner, right? And that's basically how you start building a foundation. You want to have a bunch of winners, and that will be like your minimum income for your own business, right? Once you have a bunch of them layered in the foundation, then you can start doing a bit of experiment, like trying new products or different categories, and as you slowly scale your business. So you don't need hundreds of random suppliers. You just need a few really good suppliers that you have brands that you can order tons of products from. As I mentioned, I only rely to 3 main suppliers that I order over $100,000 every single year. And these main suppliers carry the brand and the products that I order over and over again, And I want to talk to you why partnerships is much more important than like chasing trends, right? You really want to drill this in your head. And you want to see partnership as a long-term view, right? Not just a short-term view, because short-term equals short-term money. Long-term is something you can build for a long time, which is more consistent, and you want to build a business, right? At the end of the day. So that's why it's important to have that mindset. Think of like Warren Buffett, right? He's so successful because he thinks long term, not someone that's just like, all right, I'm gonna make a quick buck, like a day trader, and sometimes you lose tons of money doing that. And from my experience, building a really good relationship with a brand or a supplier, it gives you a lot of benefit. The first one, for example, is the ease of doing the whole business. If you find a replenishable product, as we had talked about, you can just order a thing over and over again, month after month, without putting much effort, because it works, right? Second thing is long-term stability. We just talked about that. Another one is you get better pricing because you are building a relationship with them, right? You work with them all the time. It just adds up. Another unexpected benefit is priority of inventory, right? Like if you are working with different suppliers, you trust them, they trust you, you're reliable, you pay on time, is they might give you access to limited inventory. And this happened to me, right? Like I worked with a certain supplier that they only had limited inventory, and the rest of the items were back ordered. So I was given priority because I've dealt with them over and over again. They know me, I pay immediately. So that's another benefit that is get often looked about. And thus, as I know this product was back ordered, I was one of the few sellers that was able to sell it, and thus I was able to take advantage of the marketplace, was able to raise my price a little bit just because of the relationships that I had built. And lastly, you might even get better, terms or a line of credit, right? If you are working with the suppliers, it's normal to get like a 30-day, nets, but if you are reliable, they work with you for a long time, you may get a longer net terms, like 90 days is 3 months, which is really powerful because you might be able to sell all your products within 90 days, and yet you don't have to pay the supplier in 90 days, which is a really good, form to take advantage for your cash flow. By the way, guys, if you've been finding tons of value in this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button because it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA, consider hitting the subscribe button. And one software that I use that helped me land a lot more suppliers and brands is Smart Scout. And as you guys can see right here, we are on Smart Scout's homepage. This is, guys, we're in the age of AI technology, and I've always said that you want to take advantage of these softwares, because when I started Amazon, this wasn't available. I had to do a lot of things manual, and taking in terms of advantage in the AI world here, it's kind of like, being the farmer that refuses to use a tractor when it's available, right? So it's just gonna help a lot of things fast for you and make you more efficient use of your time, right? It's a lot hard already to do product research, so why make it hard? So I like to go under brands right here, and it's gonna pull up a lot of brands. Then I'm basically gonna do the filtering based on what is according to the criteria I'm looking for, because not every brand is going to be applicable, right? Like one thing, as I mentioned earlier on the reblend flow, is we want to avoid Amazon, right? Because a lot of these, you can see right here, dominant seller, Amazon.com, Amazon.com, Amazon.com on the big brands. It's hard to compete with Amazon because they get the best price because they buy millions or billions of worth of products, if that. So we don't want to compete with Amazon. And so we want to use the filter here to kind of get rid of them, right? To make things a lot easier for us. So I like to go under Amazon in stock rate. I put the max to 0 and hit apply. Okay, now it's going to filter a lot of things. By the way, guys, I have a partnership link with Smart Scout. The link is down below. It's going to save you 25% to use the partnership link I have with them. So let's go ahead and continue here. Then I like to remove a bunch of sellers because, we don't want a bunch of competition. The sweet spot for that, what I really found as a beginner, is between 5 to 15 average FBA sellers. So let's go ahead and just put 5 as a minimum and 15 max, right? This is a sweet spot, and it's gonna allow you to find really good, brands that would wanna carry tons of products, right? Because you don't wanna find one perfect product, you want to find one perfect brand that you can sell a lot of products under that umbrella. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit apply and see what we got here so far. All right, and by the way, guys, you can save the filters here to make it easier in your future searches. That's what's neat about Smart Scout here. And let's go scroll through right now. If you look at the dominant sellers, all different sellers. It's not just Amazon, 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 right? So that's what you want to look for. And even if you want to narrow it down, right, for less competition, you want the dominant seller percentage. Let's go there. Let me just minimize stats. Maybe 50% is a good start. It's a maximum, right? Anything less than 50%, it's going to bring it up. All right, you can even do monthly sales. We'll just leave it there for now. Let's see what else. All right, I think that's good for now. Let's hit apply. And this basically right here, these brands, is gonna allow you to kind of start from there, right? It's a starting point. And then, actually, let me go through the product count here, because this is helpful as well. Okay, and I like to see at least 30 product counts. 30 product count is more than enough for you to find, profitable products for Replan, right? So 30 is a good start. The more the better, obviously. Like for example, like Nike. Nike has thousands of products. So, but if you can find a decent brand, it's, good product count, that's gonna go a long way. All right, so yeah, these are basically it right here. I mean, I have 16 to work with to start, and that's basically a good filtering point that anytime I work with these brands right here, it's gonna guarantee that I have at least 30 products to look at and not much competition and pretty good, sales rank all in all. Ever notice someone when there's, it's a new year, they start a workout plan, they stick to a diet plan, they tend to see more results versus someone that just randomly going and they get random results. Most likely they don't get results, right? And you want to think your Amazon business kind of like that. If you follow a process step by step that is repeatable, predictable, then most likely if you stick to it, you're gonna see results. And when you see results, that's when you're gonna start feeling like you are in control of your actual business rather than, reacting of what is, unpredictable, uncertainty, and that's the last thing you wanna be as a business owner. So let's take the getting in shape analogy that we had just used in terms of this, right? Because getting in shape, it requires you to have a workout routine first and foremost. You need to have like certain reps. Of course, you have the strict diet plan you gotta follow, right? Then most likely you're gonna wanna track your progress to see the results. And it just keeps you motivated all in all, that you're building momentum and going somewhere, working towards the goal. So how do we translate to the Amazon FBA business? Well, the most important thing is to track things. So you need to have the same consistency loop for the business, right? So how this works, right? So first, you're gonna want to open accounts, right? You're gonna source, you're gonna order, and then you're gonna test buy, and then if that is a winner, you're gonna add it to your catalog, and that loop basically starts over again, right? And at the end of the day, wholesale business is a numbers game. The more supplier and distributors you contact with, the more account that you can open. Thus, it gives you more opportunity to find profitable winning product. It's simple as that. It's a numbers game. And that's what separates, a average seller versus a really good one. They treat it as a job that they need to contact more suppliers. That's literally it. Most beginners give up after contacting 3 to 5, maybe 10 suppliers, and they say it's not working, right? Meanwhile, the other sellers, they treat it as a professional outreach. They track everything to the T. Their minimum a day might be 20 suppliers that they're reaching out. Then they reach another 20 the next day and 20 the next day. Guess who's gonna see more results? Another thing to make it easy on you is you're gonna wanna track things, right? Like, yeah, it's easy to kind of just go along with the fly, and that's how I started, but I was bashing my head against the wall because I didn't know where I was going. There was no tracking system. And the easiest way I did it is to start a Google Sheets to just, simply write things down. Because many beginners say, Lester, it's not working. And then I go to ask them like, all right, how many suppliers did you contact today? How many accounts did you open today? How many SKUs did you look at on the price list and tested to see if they're profitable or not? Exact answer to any of the questions, then it just means you are not taking this seriously and you're just gonna randomly calling accounts when you feel like it. You don't have a certain process that you follow. I get it, you're working hard, but you're not working smart, right? You wanna work smart and be efficient at the end of the day to make sure, you are building momentum. So you need a way to track this to really see your progress, right? And this is exactly why I create a supplier, product tracking sheet as a free resource for you. It's gonna help you stay organized, stay consistent, and visually see your progress, so that way things will stop guessing for you. So if you want it, make sure you click on the link in the description below and I'll send it to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.